Negotiating a lower internet bill can be a big hassle. Today's video is about a service that does all that work for you. It saved me nearly $500 over a few years' time, but then I stopped using it, and today I'll explain why. That service I used is called Trim, and it's one of a handful of companies that'll negotiate lower bills on your behalf. A similar service you may have heard about is called Rocket Money, and that used to be called Truebill. Before I get into why I stopped using Trim, there are a few things you need to know about how the service actually operates. Trim's bill negotiation service works for various types of bills: cable, postpaid wireless, and internet. Now, I only have experience with Trim negotiating my internet bill. Probably no surprise because after all, I've got an entire YouTube channel dedicated to streaming services and prepaid phone plans. Those aren't able to be negotiated by Trim. The way it works is pretty simple. For the bill negotiation, you upload a copy of your bill to Trim's website, and then you give them permission to negotiate on your behalf. There is no charge up front, but there is a success fee. When I first tested Trim all the way back in 2017, it was 25% of the first year of savings. Then it increased to 33%, and now, as of this recording, it's dropped to only 15%. So here's an example. Let's say Trim negotiates a lower internet bill on your behalf and saves you $100 over the course of 12 months. In that case, you'll have to pay Trim a one-time fee of $15 for their work. 15%. Most of my savings from Trim came from these bill negotiations, but that's actually not why I signed up in the first place. I was interested in something else they offer. Take a look here. Even if Trim is unable to get you a lower monthly rate, the service says it'll negotiate one-time credits for outages and service interruptions. And this worked for me, at least when I first signed up. During my first year with them, Trim negotiated 5 one-time credits, including the $30 credit in this screenshot from back in 2018. Over time, it became clear to me that Trim was a lot more focused on negotiating a lower bill for 12 or maybe 24 months, not the one-time credits. And that brings me to the reason why I eventually stopped using the service. This is a blog post from my website. In it, I describe how Trim renegotiated my internet bill in February 2020, 5 months before my promo rate was set to expire in July 2020. Trim was able to extend the promotional rate, saving me over $400. Trim calculated the savings based on the price my internet bill would have gone up to after the promo rate, not what I was actually paying for my service. My plan was to call up my internet provider a month or two before that promo rate expired and negotiate on my own. But by doing it so far in advance, 5 months, Trim beat me to it. And to be clear, I agreed to all of this. Trim will ask you if it can accept a contract on your behalf, make changes to your plan, and renegotiate automatically. I did have the renegotiate on an ongoing basis option turned on, and that was mostly because I thought Trim was going to be actively working to secure more of those one-time credits that I got during my first year with the service. Since this experience, I've gone back to negotiating my internet bill on my own. Here's what works. When you call your internet provider, ask for the retention department right away and present the representative with a competing offer. And thanks to new 5G home internet options, this is easier than ever before. For example, T-Mobile Home Internet offers an unlimited internet plan, $50 a month, no contract, and no equipment fees. In some cases, your existing provider may offer a lower rate if you sign a contract. But before you agree to that, just consider whether you may be moving during the contract period so you don't get stuck with an early termination fee later on. And aside from the bill negotiation, Trim and its competitors will cancel unwanted subscriptions for you. And in the case of Trim, this is actually free. It does require that you link your bank or credit card account. Trim says on its website that it uses Plaid to connect to financial institutions and never sells user data, but despite the convenience, I can also live without this feature. Instead, I recommend that you put all of your monthly subscriptions on the same credit or debit card. Then review your statement every month and cancel any unwanted services directly. Thanks for watching today's video, and I hope to see you back here soon.